You guys don't remember? Angel Reese said she was also the draw. Did you guys forget about that? The hottest woman basketball player on the planet isn't involved in the Unrivaled, and weeks in, ratings are down under 100,000 viewers. So where's the lie? What am I missing?
The Week 3 ratings for the Unrivaled 3-on-3 League are in, and for Angel Reese, it's a reality check. Touted as the face of women's basketball and the league's top draw, Reese has claimed she's on par with Caitlin Clark and leading a revolution in the sport. But the numbers tell a very different story. Instead of surging interest, we're seeing a steep drop-off. The hype isn't translating into viewership, and the so-called takeover, it's unraveling fast.
I want you to keep in mind something. In comparison to the debut week, Angel Reese's debut game with the Rose BC Basketball Club has lost over half of its viewership.
Angel Reese's team, the Rose Basketball Club, faced off against the Laces, and with all the noise around her dramatic ejection earlier in the game, you'd expect a rating spike. Right, ejections usually fuel viral clips, Twitter meltdowns, and non-stop meme content. It's the kind of chaos that grabs eyeballs, but not this time. Despite the controversy and her supposed star power, the game pulled in just 140,000 viewers, a shockingly low number for someone who claims to be the face of the league. For a self-declared game-changer, this was anything but.
Scratch that, more than half of its opening night audience within 3 weeks. We see numbers of 310,000, 320,000. 3 weeks later, 140,000 viewers for Unrivaled. More than half of the audience has disappeared. Oh no, say it ain't so. This can't be.
And to really drive the point home, let's look at another game from that same week. The Laces, the same team that faced Angel Reese, went up against the Owls. No drama, no ejections, no viral sideline antics. Just pure basketball, that game. Nearly 200,000 viewers. That's almost 50% more than the Reese matchup. No theatrics, no attitude, and no Angel Reese. Just layups, jumpers, and solid defense. Turns out, fans came for basketball, not distractions.
Why we watching women's basketball, it's not just because of one person, it's because of me too, and I want y'all to realize that. Like,
I'm sorry. I can't. She really believes that. She believed it then. She believed that they were started to watch her because of that one game.
Imagine that, a basketball audience actually showing up for basketball. What a concept, right? Maybe, just maybe, the drama isn't the ratings magnet some thought it was. Shocking as it sounds, people seem to care more about the game than the off-court theatrics. If that's true, Angel Reese and her squad might want to hit the drawing board. Because if the drama isn't pulling viewers, and the basketball isn't either, what's left? Mascot dance-offs, half-court trick shots, free tacos for every viewer some Mion call the marketing team. Because whatever this is, it's sinking fast.
Why no one is supporting their secondary dump. They wonder why no one is watching pretend basketball. Maybe if they focused on the actual basketball instead of focusing on their weird utopian fantasies, maybe their dump would be upgraded to a polished turn.
Angel, are we still sticking to the story that you are the reason this league is thriving? Because from where we're sitting, the numbers are telling a very different story. And here's the thing about numbers. They don't lie. They might hurt your feelings, sure, but they don't lie. Unlike those follower counts padded and rounded up for clout, these stats are cold. Hard.
We start getting there. Saturday coverage, 98,000 on True TV alone. On True TV alone, but they must not have counted TNT. It wasn't on TNT. It was on True TV only. Okay? It was on True TV only. So no TNT numbers, no HBO Max numbers. Lunar Owls on True TV, 118,000. Missed Rose on True TV, 76,000.
So after all the drama, the post-game interviews dripping with attitude, the I'm changing the game speeches, or telling me people still aren't tuning in, we already know what her fans will say. Anvil is just as influential as Caitlin Clark. Really? Are we still running with that? Because last time I checked, influence usually comes with people actually wanting to watch you play. Let's not kid ourselves. If we're talking about impact, there's one name standing in the spotlight, and that name is Caitlin Clark.
Yes, it is unrivaled. It is also unwatched. Look, let's be honest, we can sugarcoat it all you want, but if you don't have Caitlin Clark playing women's basketball, or if you're not the NCAA tournament playing women's basketball, you got nothing. Zero zip, nothing.
Let's not forget, Angel Reese was the one boldly claiming, it's not just Caitlin changing the WNBA. It's me too. Well, ma'am, the viewership numbers would like a word. Because last time we checked, when Caitlin Clark hits the court, ratings spike faster than gas prices in July. But when Angel Reese takes the floor, let's just say those numbers are dipping lower than clearance racks at a dollar store. Decent? Maybe. Game-changing? Not even close. And don't get us wrong, we love confident athletes who talk their talk. But if you're going to strut like you're shifting the culture, the least you can do is bring the numbers to prove it.
It all started from the national championship game, and I've been dealing with this for 2 years now. And understanding, like, yeah, negative things have probably been said about me, but honestly, I'll take that because look where women's basketball is. People are talking about women's basketball, but you never would think that we'd be talking about women's basketball. People are pulling up to games. We got celebrities coming to games, sold out arenas, like just because of one single game. And just looking at that, like,
Otherwise, we might need to shelf those I'm changing the game claims for now. I respect Angel's hustle. It takes real dedication to stay relevant with just sound bites. She's got the gift of gab. But let's be honest, this league isn't thriving because of her. The numbers speak for themselves. Caitlin Clark isn't just boosting ratings, she's breaking records. Historic viewership, sold-out arenas, and merch flying off shelves. There's a difference between being talked about and being undeniable. Clark is the latter.
Angel Reese. Unrivaled basketball. Now 190 is better than 140, but both are better than the week prior and both are better than the opening night. We are headed on a downward spiral. Fast. This is falling fast, folks. This is going fast.
Let's be real, if Caitlin Clark were playing in Unrivaled, do you honestly think those numbers would be so low? That's like saying Steph Curry in his prime would struggle to sell out an NBA arena. It's absurd. Clark has been a ratings magnet wherever she goes. The moment she hits the court, TV executives are lining up, eager for their next big payday. If she were in this league, we wouldn't even be talking about these poor numbers. Instead, we'd be discussing how Unrivaled is dominating the sports scene, with networks battling over broadcast rights and kids everywhere sporting Caitlin Clark jerseys like it's 1996 and Michael Jordan just secured another title.
Legacy crosses teams and fandoms following today's win. South Carolina coach Dawn Staley took a moment to acknowledge what Clark has done for the sport.
Just don't want to not utilize this opportunity to thank Caitlin for what she's done for women's basketball. Like her shoulders were heavy and getting a lot of eyeballs on our game.
But that's not the reality, not even close. Instead of Unrivaled becoming the next big thing, we're watching its viewership take a nosedive. It's not growing, it's crashing. Let's address the elephant in the room. Unrivaled started strong, debuting with an impressive 300,000 viewers. That's a solid start, a promising sign for the future of women's basketball. But fast forward just 3 weeks, and that number has been slashed in half. Yes, half. As in, if Unrivaled's viewership were a paycheck, players would be making some very awkward phone calls to their landlords.
Angel Reese has the 2 lowest rated games in this entire thing. And we might find out by tomorrow that the game on Saturday that she played is the 3rd lowest, or maybe the lowest rated game thus far. But she has the number 1 and number 2 for lowest watch games, 76,000 and 89,000.
So how did we get here? How does a league that was supposed to revolutionize women's basketball suddenly find itself losing viewers faster than people bail on a bad Netflix show? What happened to all that hype, the changing the game speeches, and the bold claims of being the face of the league? Turns out, hype can only carry you so far. Eventually, people want substance. And if you're not delivering on the court, no amount of off-court antics can save you from the harsh reality of dwindling ratings.
And it's hilarious because it's my understanding now, she keeps telling us, Angel Reese keeps telling us that it's not just Caitlin Clark, that she's part of this brigade of women's basketball players that are leading all these new viewers into the WNBA. And I think it's these ratings right here that prove the biggest point. This is more statistical data that proves no, nobody's tuning in to see Angel Reese.
Star power matters, and right now, Unrivaled is missing the biggest star in women's basketball, Caitlin Clark. She's not just a player, she's a phenomenon, drawing in fans from all walks of life. Without her, Unrivaled feels off. It's not just about games anymore, it's about making history. Clark brings in viewership numbers that are impossible to ignore. But without her, those numbers are disappearing, much like Angel Reese's credibility after another on-court meltdown.